Several states don't know where they are going to sleep. Evictions are slowly returning as states challenge the moratorium imposed during the pandemic. The trickle of evictions could soon become a flood as renters owe up to $53 billion to landlords. Here's CBS's Omar Villafranca.
A wave of evictions despite a federal ban. Today in Dallas, Anthony Upshaw and his 17-year-old son are being put out of their home.
They're going to show up and kick me out. My kid up there doing his schoolwork. There's like 3 weeks of school left before the kids graduate.
The Texas Supreme Court lifted the moratorium on evictions March 31st. The Dallas-Fort Worth area has the third most eviction filings in the country.
We're going to put everybody out the first chance they got.
Upshaw lost his job early in the pandemic and has been struggling since. Constables placed his belongings in the front yard.
Where are you going to go? We don't know yet. We haven't figured that part of it out yet.
This could be the first signs of an expected tsunami of evictions as the nationwide moratorium is lifted. Up to 40 million Americans are at risk to lose their home.
The moratorium was supposed to protect everybody until the end of June.
Black families are twice as likely as whites to face eviction.
The ideal that, it's now okay to kick everybody out as if the virus is over with, it's not.
His neighbor, Linda Bowie, is also being evicted.
I'm worried, but I can't do nothing about it. I can't keep crying over it.
She has 24 hours to leave. Where are you going to sleep tonight?
In my son's car right there.
You're prepared for that?
No, I'm not, but we ain't got nowhere else to go.
He putting me out right now.
Their landlord, Peter Sy, says his mortgage is still due even though rent is not being paid. So how much money is that you're owed?
Total about $25,000 to $28,000.
How long have you been losing money?
About 7-8 months already.
It's like America going backwards, you know what I mean?
For now, Anthony has temporarily moved into a motel while his son finishes school.
So the stuff, it ain't even important. Just as long as me and my kid good, we good.
But Linda has not been as lucky. She's currently living in her car. Anthony and Linda are surviving the COVID pandemic, but are victims of the COVID economy. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Dallas.
And tomorrow we're going to take you inside eviction court, the last chance for families facing removal from.
All right, bear with me. We'll put on another article. So now, you just saw the video. All praises to the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakak Kwadash. You just saw the first video, and I wanted to switch articles because of some of the things. I didn't want anything that would be that could try to flag the video. So through spirit, words, anything that would come up in the algorithm, I just wanted to switch it up real quick. So this is speaking about the moratorium. Now, it talks about how millions of people, over 8 million people plus are going to be evicted or have to go into foreclosure. So before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah HaKodash, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honor, as always, them Yah to the elders and apostles who've labored faithfully in His truth and are the true teachers of Israel today. Peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Habayath, Madabadada, House of David. The brothers labor to make their calling of election sure, helping seal the elect of the nation of Israel for the return of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai is at hand into the Akim and Akwafim. The brothers and sisters who also listen and believe on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the USA Shalom as well. So Shalom to the hopeful elect. So I'm back with another lesson. Brother Sakalah, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So I switched up articles, and I wanted to leave this as far as what I'm recording on the screen once again. So this is getting into this moratorium. I've used the term kicking the can down the road. Well, now the can is being kicked as long as it could. It went on for about 8 months. They kept giving extensions. And now these individual states, due to the federal government not being able to continue to extend the moratorium, many of these states are starting to evict people. And so now this is a new reality. This is a new reality for Jake, because Jake is at the lowest. He's at the bottom of the totem pole. so to speak. So now Jake is wondering, what is his next move? So what about, as we are in the time of Jacob's trouble at the beginning, what about as this thing begins to heighten and more people are evicted or lose EBT benefits because the government doesn't have any more handouts, any more stimulus checks? What happens when people lose Section 8, EBT, spousal, child support, all these different programs that can't continue to be funded? Well, what happens then? Where do you Israelites turn who've tried to figure this thing out for yourself, who refuse to come back to serving the living power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? What happens then? What happens next? So let's get into it through the Spirit. This is somewhat of an impromptu video, and it's not going to be very long. I'm just going to hit a few precepts and close the video out. So this is going into the eviction ban and the moratorium ending. And June the 30th will be the official last day of the moratorium. This is the book of Jeremiah 17 and verse 5. And it reads, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man." So you jakes that trust in yourself, you jakes that trust in the system, you jakes that go down to Egypt looking for help, trusting in the shadow of oppression, which is this man's system. It says, "Cursed be the man that trusteth in man." So you've cursed yourself by not putting your faith, your full faith, back in your power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and making flesh his arm. When you make flesh your arm is when you believe in carnality. It's when you believe in the flesh. It says, "In whose heart departed from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." And when your mind, body, and soul is in solidarity with the Lord in spirit and in truth, and worshiping him according to his word, believing on him as the scriptures have said, then you have truly separated your heart away from the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So that's a curse unto those who say they believe in the Lord, but they refuse to serve him. Let's get a few more. Isaiah 31 and verse 1, and it reads, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt," symbolic of oppression, meaning going down to your oppressors, for help. So destruction unto them that trust in oppression and trust in their slave masters. It says, "And stay on horses and trust in chariots," trust in the power that this man has, his system, his military, his governance, the system of trickle-down economics, capitalism, etc. Because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, but our people don't look unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Neither seek the Lord Yahweh, neither do they seek the Lord. Verse 2, it says, "Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity." So the Lord is going to come against and bring death and destruction and more plagues unto those who continue to trust in the system and that don't continue to trust in him. Because all of those who don't have that mark of Tawah, that exemption from judgment, are going to fall into this category. Verse 3, Isaiah 31 and 3, "Now the Egyptians, the Edomites, or the modern day Egyptians, the oppressors, are men. They are men and not powers. They are men and not the Most High." Because the scripture said they sit in the seat acting as if they are the Most High. And that's the rule of the wicked. The wicked sits in the seat of the Most High, acting as if he is the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So that's what the wicked does. But continuing on, Salakia. We go back to Jeremiah, Salakia, go back to Isaiah 31 and 3. It says, "Now the Egyptians are men." The Lord's making a distinction here through the words of Isaiah. They are men. They're mere men. They're mere mortals. And not the Most High. They're not the power, the highest power, whose name is Yahweh. And their horse is flesh and not spirit. And it says their horses, their power is flesh. So curses a man that trusteth in man and make flesh his arm. Meaning that these men are carnal. The highest power, is a power that, that's a power of all flesh, because he's a spiritual power. He's the highest spiritual entity on the planet, in the universe, and not spirit. See, These men are flesh and not spirit. When the Lord Yahweh will stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down. And it says, and they all shall fail together. So those that believe in the system and trust in it, and the system itself that Esau, has pushed forth to the world, all of his philosophies, etc., democracy and being one, being together, all of the things that, the policies and things he's pushed forth to the earth, which are all known as the wine of Babylon, all of these things are going to fall. They're going to falter. Once again, his economic system is failing and faltering. And, his infrastructure, the ethical and moral decline of this place is leading to the total collapse, total destruction. So all of those who hope and believe in the system, are going to fall with the ones that created it, are going to fall with the Edomites. Those the scriptures say those that are joined unto them will be thrust through. So now we're seeing clearly this is the end, of the rulership of the wicked. So continuing on, let's get a few more precepts and close it out. Isaiah, we'll stay in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 36:6. It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed." So our people trust in the staff, which is the staff is symbolic to support. They trust in the support of this system, which lines up with Isaiah 32, and I'll get that in a second. Through the Spirit, where it says, that they shall admit for the teats. So this staff of this broken reed is the support system that's been set up. Babylon's support system. It says, on Egypt, on oppression, wherein if you lean on this broken staff, if you trust in the system, it says it will go into his hand, it's going to pierce you. And that's literal and figurative. And pierce it, so is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. So is the modern day Pharaoh, which are the Edomites, to all that trust in him. So you got people that's marching and, asking for an extension to the extensions that's been given. But now the cannot continue to get kicked down the road. Now action is springing forth, which this is the time of Jacob's trouble. We're pushing further and further into Jacob's trouble. So all that trust in the king of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, which is the modern day Pharaoh, the rulers of the Israelites going back to ancient Egypt, and now are the Edomites, all that trust in his system, once again are going to be thrust through, are going to be pierced. We know what that's going to lead to. It's going to lead to the MARK. So that's ultimately where this is going. That's ultimately the time that we are in. We are in the beginning of the end of this man's rule. So let's get another precept or two and finish it out. So all that trust in this man's system, are going to be pierced and thrust through. Let's get another one. Isaiah, let's stay in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 3. This is Isaiah 3 in verse 1. It says, "For behold, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff." See, that support, the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. So the Lord is taking away and destroying, the system of the Edomites, which is systematically destroying the rule of the wicked. So the Lord is taking all these things away through the plagues that he's bringing. The CR99, we know that's one major plague. The food, there was another major meat factory that was just hit recently with a cyber attack. So there's going to be a beef shortage. There's been a chicken shortage, a shortage of all kind of raw materials, etc., which hyperinflation is taking place. So we're seeing that the Lord is destroying all of the systems of the Edomites, which is throwing this world in disarray. Because Esau is his system, the Babylonian system, the system of the Edomites, is intertwined with all the world. That's why the scripture said that he's made all the earth drunken from his wine. All the nations had to do business with this man. So they're in cahoots with all the nations. So the Lord is destroying that staff and stay of bread. So those are the resources. and the supply and demand, the system that he set up. So let's get another one before we close it out. This is the book of Zephaniah. It's the book of Zephaniah 1 and 1 in verse 12. Zephaniah 1 and 12, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass that at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees." The Lord's going to punish those, who are comfortable here in Babylon, who are comfortable in oppression. So continuing on, give me one sec. The Lord says he's going to punish the men, the people, the Israelites that are settled and comfortable here. So you got people with these big time, jobs, government jobs, certain positions, entertainers, athletes, high level people, doctors, judges, who are comfortable in this society. You got Israelites of the circumcision and those that are not the circumcision who are in a place of comfort in this system that's been set up. The Lord says he's coming to get those that are comfortable, and who are settled comfortably. He's coming to destroy that. Continuing on, he said, "Punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will they do evil." So hear the words of the prophets, speaking of evil to come. But they believe, and these are Israelites as well, of the circumcision. There's many Israelites that fall into this category very heavily. That's of the circumcision that know that they're Israelites. But they still have this mindset that the Most High is neutral, So they don't think the Lord will do good nor evil. Meaning when they hear the true prophets out prophesying of evil to come, they turn a deaf ear to it. Because they have a vested interest in this world. They have a vested interest in this system, this way of governance. They have a vested interest in the wicked. In Esau, they have a trust. They still don't fully trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So that's going to be to their destruction. So as we continue on, before we close it out, let's get the last precept. This is going to the book of Isaiah, because many of our people that are settled upon their lees in the circumcision or not, the scriptures tell us that judgment is going to start at the house of Israel. And if it start, at those that believe, how much more is the judgment going to be, roughly paraphrasing, for them that know if not Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So these men that are settled upon their lees, starting with the Israelites that know, on down to those who don't know. The Lord's coming to destroy this whole system. So he's not going to leave any comfort here. There's not going to be anything to be comfortable in. It's going to be great distress is coming to this place, Babylon the Great. Now, let's get that here in Isaiah 32. It's the book of Isaiah 32. And I'm going to get right to the point. This is speaking as you read through this chapter. And a portion of it is going directly to the women who are known as the weaker vessel in the Bible. And this can be applied, to the people within the society, as a whole. So Isaiah 32 and 12, it says, they started first with the women who was speaking to, but also down to all those who don't trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Those that are settled upon their lees, they, all of them, which will make up the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, they shall lament for the teats. And see, those are the teats, the pleasant fields. It says those teats is all of the programs have been set up, everything that's made, this society run in the fashion in which it's run. So all the support, the staff, So it says, and they shall lament for the teats. They're going to lament for those programs. Section 8, stimulus checks, EBT, all those that trust in oppression, child support, spousal support, etc. All of these things, all these programs and things is going to be cut off because the government's not going to be able to facilitate these things as we continue to go further into the time of Jacob's trouble. Going into Social Security, all of these benefits, they shall lament for the teats. So those are all the benefits, and those teats are symbolic to a child who will be on the breast of a mother. That's how the vast majority of the people in this country are able to get by. It's through the teats. For the pleasant fields, see, all these things have been pleasant for the fruitful vine, because all of it's been doing nothing but pushing forth this system. The system has been carried, through all these programs. And when the government can't facilitate them, all hell's gonna break loose. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city, another name for Babylon. So it's going to be nothing but hard times, bad days, times of uncertainty. So with that, I hope that was edifying to the hopeful elect. Call halal yamla, Allah yanawa, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Ba'ashim Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, and to the Akim and Aquathim who are out laboring to make their call of election sure. Habayah from my Dawadada, House of David. To you I say shalom. And also shalom, to the Akim and Aquathim who also listen and believe on Hamashiach Yahushai. To you I say shalom as well. So shalom.